First of all, baby, you look so cute.
Thank you. You look amazing. I like your hair
you.
straight.
Really?
And the red is popping.
Thanks.
The red is popping, as usual, Red nails, red flowers. Oh,
Well,
so cute.
I thought I would represent you because you love Valentine's so much. I don't know why, but oh well.
I do? You think so? What do you think? Today is Valentine's Day, and I've been seeing these crazy memes going. They have really made me laugh.
I was cracking this morning. I woke up and I spent like a whole hour looking at people's memes, the ones that the owl committee. That's crazy.
The owl committee.
Yeah.
It was so funny. Someone said this is Luganda, right? Someone said, "Ansabide sir."
Like instead of getting flowers, somebody decided to just pray for them. That's crazy.
And then the other person said, so the meme, the guy was seated, like in the picture, the guy was seated. And the words on top in Luganda, they were like, in the sickles of Valentine, sickles of birthday. Then the picture was showing the person was standing up. And then down, the quote was like, "Kankuicha kumnamasaka."
That is crazy.
So those things are so hilarious. It's so funny how people really view Valentine's.
Right.
And it becomes such a big deal to people.
And it comes with a lot of pressure.
That part is really, I think it's, and it just keeps increasing. When we're younger, I didn't feel like that. But now, I think with the internet and TikTok and social media, everything is just so, it's blown up.
That's right.
Like, everything is exaggerated. That's the word. So, and I think in days like this, people really feel this is what they take as a measure of love.
Yeah.
It is so sad that if someone gets me flowers or take me out or they get me a gift or they write these beautiful notes to me, that's when I feel like I'm really, really loved. So people make decisions of love basing on a day, on a moment, basing on like things that are tangible. And it just shows you how much the world perceives love.
That is, and the thing is that it's just one day. And I was seeing somebody posted something that said, you're so focused on one moment, like one day, you're gonna end up like giving birth after 9 months.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So we make very, very directed decisions because of a day, because of the pressure that everyone's going through. Or your husband could be treating you so well, or boyfriend,
right?
But because you don't receive flowers that day, like it becomes such a big deal. And I don't know why. It's just it's crazy.
These are the days. I saw a meme. I'm so sorry to bring back a meme. I saw a meme where the guy was taking a picture, and on the words it was like, "What is happening? I'm getting a loan." And what was the loan? Flowers are madam. It just shows you how
the pressure is crazy.
Yeah, it just
I saw somebody this morning who was saying, sending all these memes. I happen to know the couple, the woman, and then so the woman was reposting pictures, kind of like talking about men who are not, who don't care about giving people flowers and stuff like that. And I asked the husband, I'm like, do you see these fake pictures? Maybe you could just save yourself the drama and buy the girl flowers. And then the gentleman told me, Sophia, I don't have money to eat. I cannot be focusing on flowers right now because you're not going to be able to eat them. And that's just so sad. I mean, if your boyfriend can do that, it is good, but it has come with a lot of pressure that even women that know exactly, like, we don't have food to eat at home, are pressuring their spouses over a day that is not, like, that is going to end, because right now it's like dark and everybody's, it's finished, but the drama that is going to come with it, the pain, the negativity, it's just unnecessary.
Especially the wrong decisions too that come after just 24 hours of a day. True. I think this is because of how society views love, and what we have made love to be. That if someone gives me flowers, they love me. If someone sends me a gift, they write me a letter, they love me. If someone says these words to me, that is what love means to me. And that has put such a standard for people. And that's how they really view love. They view love in a very sensory way. Yeah. That it has to make me feel good, touch my senses, make me feel like this, make me teary, make me happy. And it's also deep rooted in selfishness, because at the end of the day, it's just about you. Have you experienced that before?
I wouldn't say selfishness.
Right.
Because I think they don't know another version of love. Because when having grown up not receiving a lot of love as what love is supposed to be, not even knowing what the true meaning of love is, I thought the epitome of love was a love of a boyfriend and the love of a husband. So that's the only thing I looked upon. Like that's the only thing I knew. I did not know any other love. So when somebody sometimes demands that, it's because, or desires that, it's because that's the only thing they know about love. They do not know any better.
They don't know any better.
Yeah, so they think love when your husband gives you flowers, your boyfriend.
Yeah.
That is love. If somebody gives me flowers, if somebody takes me out, buys me a nice dress, does those sensory things, then that is love. And
holds you a certain way.
Yeah, and because they do not know any better.
Yeah.
So, like, did you ever think that the love of a boyfriend, girlfriend is like
the epitome of love? No, I didn't actually think like that. But before we get there, I want to ask, do you know why you always felt that way? That this is the epitome of love? Did it come from like something? Like, what made you think, like, did you just find yourself thinking like that? Is there anything that really caused you to think like that?
Why did I feel like that? Okay, now the thing is that right now I know the actual meaning of love, so I don't want to speak from that perspective. I wanna speak from me then, right? It's one of the things that made me feel like that would be the epitome of love, because I had experienced the love of a parent, which also I did not know that I thought that was love. You know what I'm saying? Everything they gave me, you're taken care of. You're given food. My parents were never the parents who would say I love you. We were so African.
Yeah.
I don't even say African, because African parents actually
they do say
they love their children.
They just didn't say.
But in my household, we're not the type of family whereby daddy would come home and be like, oh my God, I love you guys, because I see my husband tell that to my sons every day.
Yeah.
And randomly my oldest would go talk to somebody and be like, there's a girl, Leah, and he would like go randomly and be like, Leah, I love you, because it's being given to him every moment. But the kind of household that we had, we never shared things like that. So I always thought that if people talk about love, I had read a lot of love poems, I read a lot of novels, I've seen a lot of movies. So I always thought that love that makes me cry, because I would never say that I loved my dad so much like it makes me cry.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll be like, what is that kind of love that makes people cry or stay up at night? Because there are these songs, I used to love a lot of secular music, and they would like there's this particular song I loved so much that would say, have you ever loved somebody so much that it makes you cry? So in my head I'm like, what kind of love? But they always talked about that love of a boy and a girl. Yeah. So I'm like, I want to experience that. That's why in my head it always felt like the epitome of love is that love that makes you cry, desire somebody so much, desire to see them every time, desire to be with them every time. That is what love was for me. So I thought when I get a boyfriend, I would get to experience that. But the gag was, the more I was with them, I never found that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We would be there for a moment and I'm like, but this is not the feeling that I'm looking for. And then I would go to another one. And then I'm like, oh yeah, this is not it. And then I would desire another thing. So it was like a hole that was never fulfilled.
You kept searching.
I was searching for that one that makes me feel like I cannot breathe. Like I want to give up on everything for that love. And I never did.
Because of your exposure of how love was
supposed to be. Yeah.
And you kept searching and searching.
And the thing, before you say something, and the thing is that when I was experiencing that boyfriend love, we had people, and this is for people who actually, someone who takes so much pleasure in gestures. I had a boyfriend at one time who went and put in high school in Uganda, and were never allowed to wear things outside school uniform, right? Even the after class where we're supposed to be from the school. So this guy went and makes the grade, like all risks, gets a shirt, custom makes it and puts his name on it and says just you and me Islam, and he wears it all over the school.
Right.
But I was not impressed. I was not impressed. It was so sad because it was such a risk that he was even called out by the administration and everything. But he was taking this risk. But for me, the things that the gestures were still not doing it for me.
It was still not feeling.
He wasn't feeling like that. Oh my God, he has done this for me. Like I'm gonna go crazy. Like you know how girls get crazy because the man brought flowers and stuff. Mm-hmm. It would never move me to that level. So I kept on searching. So even the gestures. So I think if I did not find the love of God, even right now they will give me flowers and they'll still not mean a thing. Yeah. So
I mean, that was such a risk with Ugandan schools,
right?
Because if you're not allowed to do something in a Ugandan school and you do it, you're really given such a heavy punishment. So he was really going above and beyond.
That is crazy.
For you.
And I was not impressed.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
I mean, on the other hand, when I was growing up, I wasn't chasing for love. Like in your experience, when I was growing up at a very young age, I've shared this is my testimony so many times, that at a very young age I got introduced to God from my parents back home. And I grew up in a loving home for sure.
Right.
We were told I love you. We're taken care of, but growing up, I was introduced to Jesus and a deep relationship with him from a very young age. So that really filled a void. And I've shared so many times that I felt God as my father growing up. I didn't grow up with a dad. For context, I didn't grow up with my dad. I grew up with my mom, single mom, for a very long time until she got married. So I knew God. My mom told me that God is your father. Whatever you need, ask from him. Whatever question you have, ask him. So that introduced me to him. And I used to go to him and ask him questions. And I used to go, sometimes I would ask him very crazy things. There was a time I asked him, oh, God, can we get a house that has a bathroom inside the house? And he would do that for me. Even the teeny tiny things. And that grew my relationship. It grew my faith. So I knew that there is nobody that actually loved me like him. Because at home, my mom told me anything. If you ever feel sick, I remember my mom saying that if you fall so sick and you're so, you feel like life is, if you fall sick, ask him to heal you. So every time I felt any pain in my body, I kept saying, Jesus, heal me. Jesus, heal me. So that really grew. And there was no void of a father in me because I already felt him around me so many times. And the moment I asked for things and they happened, that it grew our relationship from a very young age. And I didn't go chasing for any other kind of love because it's so crazy as it feels at a young age, it really filled me.
So you never wanted a boyfriend or to be like any other girl?
I didn't feel the pressure.
Right.
There was no void. When I came into the time of dating guys, when I was dating, but I never grew up empty looking for anything.
You weren't yearning.
No, I wasn't yearning. No, there was no yearning for me because I had a relationship that was, my inside was, I was
fulfilled.
So full. I remember in high school when I just went to a new school, it was a boarding school from my primary school to high school. It was a boarding school and I didn't have friends. Because my mom said, you should make sure you get good friends. Friends who, and for me, good friends meant Christian. Yeah. And Christian, for coming from a radical Christian home, if I saw you sing secular music, we're not going to be friends. Yeah. Because at our home, that didn't play. That was our standard. So I think for the first semester, I had no friends, apart from the friends I came with from my primary school. And that I used to go alone and speak to my father. Yeah. So I'm just saying, painting that as an example, that we had such a strong relationship and there was no void. And when I grew older, I understood more about love from his perspective and relationship from him. When I reached my time of dating, it was very different. I didn't go in empty or looking for anything because there was something already filled coming from him at a young age. I did.
What love was.
Yeah, I did. I had a blueprint of what love is from God. and in a fatherly way. And that and it's so crazy. And that's a thing to say, is that now the biggest prayer I make for my children is to experience what I experienced as a young child, because it changed so many things in my life, that when I grew up, I realized the things that so many people struggled with, I didn't. But not because my mom was so loving, not because she told me I love you, because she did, but because of that,
the love that you had experienced with God.
It just changed everything for me.
So that's the difference with me, because I think when you receive the love of the Father, it becomes different. It becomes like the blueprint of everything you're going to look for in a man, because I did not have that version of love, right? Everything that my father did not do cultivated my search for a man.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It kind of like, so if a man came to me and told me, Sophie, I love you, or you're enough, oh my God, you're capable of doing this, or affirmed me in a certain way that my father did not, I'll be like, oh my God, this one loves me more than my father. You get what I'm saying? Yes. So my standard of love was for my father, but remember, my father was not the heaven. It was like not the love of the Father, God. Yes. It was the father of a human father who didn't even know how to love me the right way, because he wasn't on the path with God. So the standard was really, really low for me, because I know several times I ended up in relationships I was not supposed to be for, that I look at right now and I'm like, why did I get into that? Because it was not, I didn't even enjoy that. I did not even like that. I did not even feel good about that. But everybody that would come and tell me something that my father did not tell me was like, oh my goodness, maybe this is the love that goes beyond that love they talk about that makes you cry, that goes beyond what I'd experienced. So my standards were really, really, really low.
Your standards were sensory.
Yes.
Your standards were feelings. Your standards were gestures. But yet, even those gestures didn't make you feel fulfilled.
They did not fulfill me. Because,
and you know the crazy thing about God's love, that was my experience. I never felt, because God is infinite, we can't see him with our eyes. I never saw a hand touch me or feel me, but yet it fulfilled me, because his love cannot be defined by anything, because he himself, God, is love. That's his nature. Without God, there's no love.
Yes.
And love is who defines him. So when he came into my life, I got him, and I got the love. Despite the fact that I wasn't given, I didn't see flowers coming from heaven, I didn't see notes coming, but there was still a fulfillment that was inside me. You get what I mean?
Yes. So I usually tell my some girls, like, they'll be like, okay, auntie, how do I know that a boy loves me? And I always tell them, compare it with the love of God, the one he describes in the Bible. Is that boy kind to you? Is he patient with you? Is he I think we should read the word. I think, do you have it? I think we should
the First Corinthians
13. The Bible says in First Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, the sensory, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, it always perseveres. So so now that I'd experienced a lot of things, when I started encountering the love of God, that changed my whole life. That changed the way I even sought for a partner, because now I started comparing with what the Bible says. If this is what God describes as love, I started looking, is this person kind to me? Am I kind to the ones I love? I even started seeking in myself, and I started wondering, do I have these characters in me? Before I can even go out there and say, oh, the man is supposed to be like this, the man is supposed, am I like that? And I realized I was not patient. That is the first thing. I'm even still dealing with that. I realized I'm not patient, I'm not kind. I realized that sometimes I envy. I'm like, oh, well, I wish I had that. I wish I had that kind of love. I realize sometimes I do boss. I realize I'm proud. Sometimes I dishonored people. Like everything that said love, and I thought I was a lover.
Yeah.
But everything that was speaking love in the moment, I realized I'm not. So guess what? I started searching for God. I started seeking God.
Wow.
And I told him, teach me this kind of love. Yeah. And that's when it clicked that the love I always I thought that wasn't the real, like, it wasn't like the epitome of love. Because I would never die for those people that I said I loved.
Your boyfriend.
And I'm like, my boyfriends, and I'm like, I'm not, boyfriend sounds a lot.
Okay.
Well, boyfriend at the time.
Okay.
That sounds a lot. Yeah. I had to make sure I was kind enough to date one person at a time.
That's cute.
So, I was
trying.
thoughtful. Anyway, so I was like, I'm not all these things, so I'm going to search for all these things.
How did you search for them?
I started creating a relationship with God.
That part.
Yeah. I started creating a relationship with God. I was like, I have sought. I have had people love me. I had people do gestures for me. I've had people show me everything because, girl, I tried to experience everything. And I never found it. Sorry for another day. But when
you went through it.
I went through it. But then, when I experienced this love, let me tell you something. I can now love a person without self-seeking.
Yeah.
And that used to be so hard for me. I used to always be the type, okay, I'm gonna love them, but what am I gonna get in return? And I realized even the husbands, the boyfriends who love us, the moment you stop giving them the benefits of what they expect you to give, it ceases.
It ceases, yeah.
Because we say that, you can say, oh my God, if I get a man, there are people who out there who are always like, if I get a man, if I get a boyfriend, everything that, concerns me will be done. The moment you stop giving that person the benefits that they expect, they're out. And that's why people say, whenever we go to marriage counseling as Christians, people say, when Eros love Eros love is the love that we have like between man and woman and stuff like that. So they say that there are times when Eros is not going to help you, and agape love, which I just described in 1 Corinthians 13, is going to carry you. Because you get to a point when you do not love that person as much as you do, and that is where most people quit. You feel like the sensory is gone. You're like, they no longer excite you. You know those things you do when you're
they're not taking your love language.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's no longer benefiting. So you're out. You get divorced, you break up with them. They know I no longer feel, they no longer do this. But when this love is here, even when you're not chosen, even when you're not loved back, you still give it, because this is the epitome of love, the love that Christ gave us. That even before we accepted him, he loved us.
He loved us because it's constant. It doesn't change.
It doesn't change.
We don't have to work for it.
Most of us, the relationships we have, the moment somebody does not do what you love, you're like, the
relationship is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And the Bible says that we love because he first loved us.
Yes.
We are incapable of loving if you haven't experienced this kind of love.
Yeah, and so many people don't experience it because they don't have a relationship with him. They don't read his word. They don't spend time with him in prayer. And I like the way you stated it, like when you started praying and reading your word and going back to the real, this is a real blueprint of love for any man, for a marriage, for a relationship, for children, for friendship, for parents and kids. Because let me tell you, if you don't love your friends like this, you're gonna give up on that friendship.
That's true.
So this is like the foundation of any kind of love. And if you're watching and you're wondering, how do I experience this kind of love? Number one, have a relationship with God. Spend time with him in prayer and in his word, and that way you'll experience. So many we may be here saying, because even someone who doesn't feel that is already loved by God, but they're not experiencing it because they have not done things that make you experience it. The love is there because it's unconditional, it's constant, but in order for you to tap into that love, you have to create a relationship with him. So I like the way you brought it up. That was so nice.
Yeah.
And how do you love today?
Oh, the love I have today is different in all types of ways, because I'm constantly learning. You can never get to that. You cannot outlove God. You get what I'm saying? Like, you'll never get to that and be like, oh my God, my love. No, I'm still learning every day. I'm still learning, because if you do not get to that part of the sacrificial love, the Bible says, it talks about friendships. And it says that we are supposed to kind of lay down our selves to lift other people up, and that is crazy, because most of the times it is not in our friendships, it's so hard to be like, no, I'll stand out of the way that my sister, my brother, my friend can rise up, even though I want the same place.
Yeah.
And not in a way of, if they rise, they'll come and get me. No, they may never come back for you, but you still do that. You sacrifice.
Yeah.
You give them. You give yourself. That's the kind of sacrificial love.
Just
and when
like
I
Jesus
got that,
did. Yeah.
I said, even I love my husband better. I love my friends better. I love my children and friends better. Why? Because I found the real love. And having experienced all that, I did experience that love that makes you want to lose everything. That love that makes you want to let go of everything, when everything else does not matter, and all you think about is, I want to spend time with that person. I want to read the word. Like sometimes I even feel sick when I don't commune with God. Because like now that is the epitome of love. I experienced that. I'm no longer searching because I have it. Yeah,
that is so sweet.
Thank you.
I am so glad that I'm so happy for you that you got to experience that and be able to love people from such a pure standpoint. And I want to wish everybody who is watching and listening to this episode today that if you started now creating a relationship with God, it's going to save you so much things, so many mistakes, and you won't have to go looking, because in the looking, we end up with trauma, with pain, and all that stuff. And I have had known to experience that because I started at a very young age, and that really cleared my mind, even when it came to choosing a spouse and making my decisions, because I knew exactly what love was. I was able to make a good choice of a spouse basing from that perspective of what I knew what love was. And that is my biggest prayer for anybody. So if you are looking and you're searching in all places, I want you to save yourself the trauma, the pain, and the mistakes, and make up your mind now to get onto this relationship journey with God. It's going to save you so much.
That's right.
There's so many stories my friends talk about, and I'm like, oh, okay, that was intense, that was tough, that you had to go through that. And it takes a lot to unlearn and to heal all those things in order for you to experience that.
And you lose a part of yourself sometimes.
That too. So I really, having experienced that most of my years growing up and now, it's been nothing but a beautiful journey that I wish for everybody. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.
So save yourself the trauma and just fall in love with God.